I am here on my porch again with another messy paint job, dedicating my garden, which is my spiritual sanctuary. No ties to any religion, definitely no ties to a cult, definitely no ties to coven, parishioners, coven, congregation. I do this for myself as my belief in God. You can do that. So, whatever, as believe whatever you want to. But I believe there's no God, and God came first before religion and all this BS. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to flip it over and show you what I did with my perch. So, ugh, I just finished painting, don't mind that. Spirituality, plants, and I painted some canvas curtains, and I tied them up here because I didn't want to deal with the sewing machine, and I just, too much weight bring down. Got these at the Dollar Tree. Plants. Rescues. They were actually really wilted yesterday, but it came popped out. My little sun catcher, which I'm going to fill in all these gaps with little mirrors. My butterfly. It's green. My husband did this screen in. We use this as a wash station. I no longer leave a picture out, so when I want to wash my hands, I get soapy water, fill that bowl up, wash your hands, and we have lunch or dinner al fresco. Vine, ivy, and some color bottles, my star, and my pentacle, earth, air, fire, water, spirit. Spirit always on top, facing God. My folk art chairs, which I was going to look for chair pads for these. They were like $54 each. And I was like, that's $108. No way. But I restored the chair that had good bones. I used the same cushion I had. I finally figured out a chindi rug. Folded in half. Folded under. Bam. Restored. Painted the chairs. With some folk art. A pattern. Corded rug. Laid on top of another corded rug. This was a fish tank holder, which is now a shelf. And this is my husband's turtle. Lattice board, painted. Little curtains, so when the sun glares, you can always close it. Added some flowers. Welcoming spring. Of course, these aren't real, so I make them last forever. And his and hers. Farmhouse, decor. The kitchen, of course. This is either or, his or her chair. And then I wrote this, Our Eden. And then I made a custom private message for my husband and me, as close to nature so we can embrace the beauty. Love always your wife, MARÍSOL Morales Thrower, 2026. Remember, for God always, I serve you. And then I'll do a further tour of the yard when I'm done. But I did paint it most of the house. Me and my husband painted most of the house black. We still got to do the trim work and finish a couple of areas. The pool, I painted black on the outside, put spots in the middle, center, the wall. Build our waterfall out of foam board and painted it so it looks like boulders, slate boards, boulders stacked on top of each other. So when we turn on the hose, there's a waterfall in there. And then I added lattice right there. Told the plants, but I'll go further in, We made an outdoor shower for my husband. My outhouse for me. So when I'm doing work on the garden, I can't get inside because there's too much mud on my feet. I go in my outhouse. Shower for me and my husband. Al fresco garden. Painted the rest of the house black. Our market lights. Pool house, library, my shed. His shed. Of course, I did the floral motif. So, yeah. We're about 90% done with the house. And restore it and to upgrade it here and there. We're almost at our last leg of our budget, so it's $8,000 all total, with a completion of 2 years of work. That's where it's going to come out to. And the next thing I want to do is restore the truck. So that's all fun. Yeah, $8,000. Restoration, slight renovation, additions, and part self-sustainable. Ready to go half and half, you know, part city, part half. So either way, if the lights go off or there's a hurricane, we can live off grid. Like I said, outhouse, shower, no problem. Pool, no problem. Airflow, no problem. Solar, no problem. Generators, no problem. We got that. The next thing I'm working on is a wind turbine, of course, for free energy. That's it. This is Marisol Store, Jacksonville, Florida.